Good morning, students. I am here with you to explain our first topic, matter in our surrounding. Already I have given all the contents of chapter 1, including in-text question answer, exercise question answer through PPT. I hope all of you done that in your notebook. And today I am trying to explain our topic, matter in our surrounding. All of you know everything in this world is made of material called matter. So all the objects or material you see in your surrounding is made up of matter. So we define matter as anything which has mass and occupies space is known as matter. For example, chair, table, water, air, your pen, your copy, and all these are the example of matter. First, we try to understand the physical nature of matter. If we hold a glass sheet in our hand and look at it, the sheet appears to be a continuous one. But in case it falls due to accident or by our negligence, what will happen? It will immediately break into very small or tiny pieces. What does it show? The fine pieces of glass indicate that the sheet is made up of particles. In fact, every matter is made up of teeny particles which differ in shape, size and nature from other types of matter. Thus, we conclude that matter is not continuous and it is particulate in nature, and it is made up of very teeny particles. That means matter is made up of teeny particles. Then we discuss about general characteristics of particles of matter. The first point is the particles of matter are very teeny. Second is the particles of matter have space between them. And third point is the particles of matter are continuously moving. And fourth is the particles of matter attract each other. And we try to understand these characteristics one by one through activity. First point is the particles of matter are very tiny, and we try to understand by this activity. In this activity, we take 2 or 3 crystals of potassium permanganate in 100 ml of water in a beaker. Then take 10 ml of this solution and dissolve in 100 ml of water. Then take 10 ml of this solution and dissolve in 100 ml of water. And repeat this process 5 to 6 times. This shows that a few crystals of potassium permanganate can color a large amount of or large volume of water because there are millions of tiny particles in each crystal. So you understand. And for next point or next characteristics, the particles of matter have a space between them. For this activity, we take water in a beaker and note its label, and then we dissolve some salt or sugar in it. With the help of glass rod, we stir it. The salt dissolves in the water, but the label of water doesn't change. This is because the particle of salt get into the space between the particles of matter. So this activity proves that the particles of matter have space between them. And your next point is particles of matter are continuously moving. For explain this activity, you take some water in a beaker or you use a glass also and put a drop of blue or red ink slowly along the sides of the beaker. Leave it undisturbed for a few hours. You observe the ink spreads evenly throughout the water due to the movement of the particles of water and ink, and hold the water take the color of ink. This is due to the intermixing of ink and the particles of water each other, and this process is also called diffusion. So we define diffusion as the intermixing of two or more different types of matter on their own is called diffusion. And the next point is particles of matter attract each other. To understand this point, we do another activity. Take an iron nail, a piece of chalk and a rubber band and try breaking them by hammering, cutting or stretching. We observe it is more easier to break the piece of chalk, less easier to break the rubber band and difficult to break the iron nail. This is because the particles in the iron nail are held together with strong or greater force than in the rubber band or chalk. So this activity proof that the particles of matter attract each other. Another, all of you know, all the matter exists in our surrounding. They exist in three states: solid, liquid and gas. And next day we learn the properties of solid, liquid and gas.